Good morning. Hope you are doing well. I'm JP here with Lynn, Brizy Page Builder. And before we get into looking at Brizy Cloud and talk a little bit about Brizy Cloud and what it is and how it works and make our first page in the free version, I just quickly want to ask you a favor. And that is that if you hop and look at the link in the description below to our Facebook page, please go and support us there. Just give us a like. And we are giving away 3 pro licenses for Suki WordPress theme. So all you need to do is go through that, like the page, like the post, give us a +1. And you have 2 days, today and tomorrow, ending tomorrow. And on Saturday, we will do the draw. So please help us there. Just a little bit of exposure for websites for beginners and learn Brizy Page Builder and making me happy clappy during this Thursday morning. Right, so what do we have here? I am talking about Brizy. And of course, the thing that is sparking the whole debate regarding the Brizy Cloud at this moment is the AppSumo deal. And if you don't know about that, you can go and check it out on AppSumo. And actually, you know, I've read through the comments, very interesting. And I think the concept is some get it and some don't. And I think at some point it's very difficult for, you know, if you're new to it and you don't really know what it's all about, it's not that easy to get it, right? It doesn't make sense. So first of all, I've actually not been working with Brizy Cloud since it's been released. I've been working with it only for the last 2 weeks. I had a tentative play with it at the very beginning, but I had been focused so much on the other videos and I had to roll out. It's just overload. I didn't have time for it. But with the AppSumo deal coming up and we're releasing pop-ups and also looking at that for the Brizy Cloud when it is released after this, I had started and sat down now more than a week ago with the cloud. And I wanted to just slap myself on the forehead like, why haven't I used this before? And before we get to that, let's quickly just go to the AppSumo page and, you know, I just want, if I scroll down, and I really think if you want to get good to honest reviews, you go through the responses that you get here and go look at the ones that give lower responses or lower tacos, right? Oh, now I'm in the mood for a taco so early in the morning. Go and look at those responses because I think it's important that you get what people get or what people don't get and where you should look out for if somebody says, hey, if you're looking for this, this is not included, right? So make sure you understand those things. So I think, you know, when it comes to Brizy Cloud, the first thing I want to tell you is that not every product on the market is made for you. None of us are the center of the universe. So products aren't made to tailor fit us. It's just not like that. It is made to reach out for the most, you know, the biggest group that you can please with that product. And you have to sometimes go and look at a product. And the first thing you have to do, especially like Brizy Cloud, which is still considered beta, is ask yourself, can I use this product for my current workflow? That is the first question you have to look at. And the second question you have to look at is, looking at this project now, is there development for it in the future? And do I think there is going to be enough in this project or product to make it a very big product in the future? You have to compare Brizy Cloud to many other products on the market and ask yourself, will these guys give up along the way or will they try to compete? If you're not going to compete, this is just a rule, you're not going to make it. So when people come in with the game, you know it's about competition. So for me, the bottom line at the end of the day is a risk. And I quickly want to show you something when we talk about risk. And I'm sorry about this webcam. I'm really not fond of these 720p webcams. I'm getting a cam link soon so that I can hook up my mirrorless A7R with high resolution and make sure that we get good quality. But I want to show you this. Let me see. Okay. Now this is a lens and it's called the Citograph 35mm. All that nonsense, nothing to care about that. What I want to say about this lens is that 2 years ago on Kickstarter, this lens was, well, put on Kickstarter. And the idea is they call it a street photography lens. And what this lens basically does is it's always in focus. One of the things in street photography is that you don't actually use autofocus. You need to set the lens, you need to shoot quickly, and you have to move on. And I bought this lens. And you know what? It's a piece of crap. It's total junk. And I'm not going to divulge the amount of money I spent on it. But it's not cheap. It's not $50. It's not $100. It's not even $200. But you know what? That's the risk you have to take. I have other products in the closet that I've bought from Kickstarter, which are just amazing. It was sweet early bird deals. And that is the risk I want to talk about. There is nothing on earth that doesn't come with risk. You can ask this guy. I heavily invested in the Windows Lumia system when those phones came out. And I still believe user interface, it was one of the best phones. I loved the clean design. I loved the OS. It was stunning. But Microsoft didn't support it. I mean, on Android, you had more support for Skype, which is a Microsoft product. But on their own Windows phone, it was a half-baked product. And that is the thing. Even Microsoft will give you duds. All of them is going to do it. At one point, they're going to release something that's not going to work. And it's a risk. Everything is a risk. The risk here is if you don't take this deal. And it turns out in 2 years that this is the deal that everybody is talking about. And all I can tell you at this moment for this Brizy Cloud deal, and then we'll end up here and we'll get into the Brizy Cloud, is that really there is nothing better than this you can get. If you are talking about $49 for unlimited hosting for 3 domains, once off, not annual subscription, not annual renewal. This is once off. You're going to get 3 hosted domains and it's going to be unlimited. I don't know if there's anything out there that can beat that. Personally, there isn't. The one thing you will have to go and do, and in the coming weeks, you will have to check the tutorials both on the Brizy channel and here. What can Brizy Cloud do for you at this moment? And then you have to look at what do I think Brizy Cloud can do for me in the future? And you have to take the reality of what Brizy Cloud cannot do and have to decide, well, am I happy with that or not? And sometimes even with that, and you see a deal like this, you just say, you know what, I'm going to invest in this, whether it's going to pan out for me or not. And what I mean by that, it's not whether the product is going to be successful or not. Maybe at this moment you have no purpose for this product, but you have no idea whether maybe in the future you may be going to need it. 10 years ago, people who shot photography would have told you, I don't need video in my camera. Today, if you don't have video in your camera, you're just not relevant. Yes, photography is still the main thing, but I just want to give you that context that a camera at this moment today without video, 10 years ago, we would have thought, who needs video? Today, it's like unthinkable. And that is where you have to take those risks in terms of product panning out, and secondly, whether you will have use for it in the future. That's all up to your finances, and that is a very big decision. And I think sometimes when I look at the forum, that is the thing that I get, is that a big group of people basically want to get everything for free. It just blows my mind. Is it free? No, then I'm not interested. Then it's not going to work. Come on. Right, enough about this. Go to the AppSumo page, and I think if you want to know the differences, there's a lot here. And people, please, please go to brizy.cloud and go and look at the documentation. I'm here in my admin, so I'm not going to go now to the front. But there's so much there. There is so much there. So let me see if I have covered my little intro, everything that I wanted to do. Let's go into Brizy Cloud, and I've already logged into Brizy Cloud here. And what we have here is the free version. I've got 2 instances open here. This is the pro version, and this is the free version. And to you and to me, it looks all exactly the same. Let me close that out so I don't get confused. So when you see I switch to Chrome, it's going to be in the free version. And when I switch to the new Edge developer, then you know it is going to be in the pro version. So let me quickly just give you an idea of how you will know if you are in the free version. my personal projects. You will not be able to open more than one personal project, and I'll tell you soon what that is all about. If I go over here, you will see in my Pro version, I have another one. We cannot talk about that. It's a major secret. And in each of these projects, you can open a new project. So this is a project folder, and over here you open a project, which is basically either a page or a site. Let's stick to the free version now, and let's see what this can all do. And at this stage, I just quickly want to come back and show my face again. And I'm still trying to get my room to work, but the construction inspectors here, namely the cats in the house, apparently are not very fond of drapes hanging all over the place, or rather, they are extremely fond of it. So these things keep coming down. So I'm working on plan, I think I'm at plan E or F at this moment. See how that works by next week. Right, so what I wanted to say is, when I started out with website making ages ago, I was tendering for a job. And one of these jobs actually was nothing to do with website making. It was about a photography and a video shoot I had to go and do. What happened is that I pitched in the idea, hey guys, you don't have a website, let me make a website for you. And as these things go, this was a corporate, and it was an NGO actually. These things went up to the funding. And when it went to the budget application, they came back and said, can you please give us some references of websites you have made? And I didn't have it at that moment. I could make the sites, but I didn't have live working sites. And it's one of the things that I thought, if you are a newcomer to website making, you want to build up a name for yourself, Brizy Cloud is going to help you create unlimited sites that if you were to go and find clients and you want to have references, you just send them these links left and right, and people will be so impressed. Of course, you have to make good websites. Let's not forget that. That is example number one. Of course, we're going to have the funnels. We're going to have those things. We're going to have more integration with your mailers. All of that is coming. You're going to have your global pop-ups. You're going to have Form 2. A lot of stuff is coming. It's going to be an excellent platform, but I'm just thinking in terms of practical newcomers to the game. What can you do with Brizy Cloud? One, you can create a portfolio for yourself. You have unlimited pages that you can build on. Two is that for me, working with clients, you want to send them a quick proposal. Boy, are you going to impress them when you send them a website link, and people don't read, every carefully what the URL name is. They're going to click on the link and they're going to get a page. That page is going to be personalized only for them. And you would have done it in a snap on Brizy Cloud. You can have used the kits that come with the pre-made blocks. You could have done your own. And that is the kind of application that I see currently for myself. And the reason is, if you get Brizy Cloud, especially the Absolute deal, you don't have to care about domains. If you are not specific about which domain you want to use, you don't have to care about hosting. Those things are all included. It's a headache. It's a headache that's over. You know that annual subscription that you signed up for $3 per month at the beginning in your first year, and now it is like $30 a month? Those kind of things. So all I want to say is application. When you look at Brizy Cloud, you have to think, where are you going to use Brizy Cloud? Right, let's get practical. I think I've wasted almost now 12 minutes of talking and I didn't show you anything. Here we are. This is our dashboard for Brizy Cloud free. And if you want to create a page, you go here to create a new project. Brizy Cloud free can only create pages. It cannot create multi-pages. What do we mean by a multi-page? Think of a website with a home page, about us, contact page. You cannot do that in the free version. You can do that in the pro. So here in the free version, I'm going to create a new project, a new page, a landing page. All I do is click here on the plus. And it will open, and there is my project number one. And I'm gonna make this, let's call this something like Thursday morning, because that's what it is, almost the end of the year. Now I have many options here. This one is going to bring me to the front end to view it, and this one is going to go and publish it. I would recommend what you do is you edit the project. But before we do that, important, if you go to Brizy Cloud, you can have the option of creating free pages without even signing up. Those pages won't be stored. So what I want to advise you is sign up for a free account if you just want to try it out. And if you have no idea what Brizy Cloud is about, there is a free account and go figure it out first and then come and ask questions. There are very good valid questions, what the future is about, this and that, but make sure that you play with it first. And if you don't want to do that, just watch what I'm doing here. So what I'm going to do after I have created this project name, which is basically my page name, I'm going to say edit project. And don't be surprised or don't expect too much, otherwise you are going to be sourly disappointed, because if you've worked with Brizy, the WordPress plugin before, guess what? It looks exactly the same. So from here, start building your page. Guess what? There's Kit 2. Everything is exactly the same. So if I go over here, you will see there's the Pro. That is exactly the same. All of that, you go to your layouts. You won't be able to import the layouts because, yes, again, they are Pro. So let's just build out something quickly here. We'll start with hero. Click on that. And boop, there it goes. Let's bring in the next one. Let's say features. Features over here. Then we bring in a call to action. Let's make it dark. Dark is the night for all. Matrix dynamic content. What does that mean? Let's bring in a team. Our team of 5. See all team members. Sparkle, Fairy Dust, Ashley, Richards, Ashley. Oh, all of them are Ashley. Right, and then let's go put in a testimonial. Let's make this a dark testimonial. Oh, December is almost here. I got my tickets for December 19th. I'm ready. And then let's say a form. It was under contact. And we go get a form. And we put a light form there as well. Okay, same thing. You can go in here and you're going to edit exactly like you would do in the WordPress builder. You have your toolbar up here. You have your styling over here with all of the settings that you can change. Your global styling, right? Let's put it on, let's say Oblivion. I love this word, Oblivion. Describes 99.9% of the world, right? Exquisite, another one. Okay, this is good for a corporate site. And over here, you have your reorder blocks again. If you want to change the blocks as you brought them in, you do it over here. One thing at this moment when it comes to images, and I saw this message before, how do you bring in your images? You click on the image, you go here. There is no image database currently on Brizy Cloud. You are going to upload it directly from your Explorer or your Finder. So if I delete this one, it's going to open my Explorer. So this is where I will be bringing in my images and it will load up here directly. And we know the requests, there's a lot of features and a lot of people with good ideas. These things are all on the roadmap. Go to brizy.io, the website. Where am I now? In Chrome. Then we can do that quickly. Brizy.io, and you scroll down to the bottom. And just to see where's here, you see the cloud roadmap and you see the WordPress roadmap. You click on that and you can see what is currently in process, what has next up, right? So here you have everything. This is a suggested feature in progress. You've got the funnels, collaboration tool. And let me see, what is this? Ooh la la. That looks so nice. Thank you, Demi, for that shot. And then a record redirect, global pop-ups. Okay, we know about the global pop-ups. That's in beta at this moment. And Brizy WordPress plugin link import export functionality. But look at what's coming up. A&B testing, white label, external pop-ups, alert bars, blog, Brizy CMS, a lot. And then these are feature requests that people have. So before you come up with your great idea, come and check here, because one of the biggest lessons I've learned in life, there is nothing out there that's called an original idea. I sometimes wake up in the middle of the night and I scribble down things. Honestly, I do that. And then when I go onto the internet, I find out I'm late to the game. Other people have been doing it for years. Gary V. Right. So let's go back. And that's the roadmap. So here we are back. So think of the images. Everything is here. You can change it. You've got your global styling. I've showed you that. That is great. So you know how to build a page. And if you don't know how to build a page, come on, just check any of the tutorials here on Learn Brizy Page Builder. Let's publish this page here in the bottom right-hand corner. It said publish. I clicked on it. And once you have published it, it will now say update. A good question that I saw is there a development stage on this page? No, there's not. So once you have published it, it is now there in your link, and every time you update, it will update in real time. Let's go and preview it on the front end. Great, and there's your page. Same thing. And also, of course, you will have your normal responsiveness settings over here, tablet and mobile. They will all work perfectly. One thing I want you to note is have a look here at what you see here at the top, coconut 338003.brizy.site. If you are working within the free version, you're always going to get the .brizy.site extension at the end, and it's going to generate a random name over there with fruits, coconut. So I'm getting into this fruit thing. Sometimes it's peach, I had a strawberry, and now I have a coconut. And this is the link that's going to be given to you. This link from here then is the one that you are going to share with whomever you want to share it. But, and there's a but, you can change it. So what we'll do now, after we have updated it, we click here on our exit and it says go to dashboard. Of course, this is the Brizy dashboard. It is not now WordPress dashboard because we're not working with WordPress. Get WordPress out of your mind. Here at the beginning, we saw it said publish, and now it says coconut. So this is the domain that has been assigned to me. Coconut 338003.brizy.site. And you can change it. You click on it and you have these options over here. You can bring in your custom domain, which I'm not going to go into that at this moment, but you can then set up a subdomain. This is a very simple thing. It comes to that example I told you at the beginning. If you are, especially even if you are going to use a redirect link or a shorter URL shortener, you want to have that kind of access and tracking, then the subdomain here is going to be perfect. So I'm going to click here on choose. Let me show you again what I did. I'm talking too much. Click here on the URL, under subdomain, choose. And here you have the option now to change this. So I'm going to change this to Thursday morning. After you've typed it, you click submit and done. If it's not taken, it will say done. If it's taken, of course, you will have to think a little bit more. So now I have this Thursday morning.brizy.site. And so far, I've not spent a cent, except for the internet and data and my own computer. I have not paid for hosting, I've not paid for a page builder, I've not paid for a domain. And if you are happy with the .brizy.site, guess what? You can get away with it for free for life. Amazing, right? If you want to see how it's going to look on the front end, it's this little icon over here. This is your preview, basically. And let's load. There we go. And you can see now my URL has changed up here to thursdaymorning.brizy.site. And the great thing is if somebody tells you, hey, Frankie, that's a stupid URL, then Frankie, you come back here and you click again on the URL and you can change it again. So if you share this page with someone and later you don't want them to access this page anymore, but you still want to use it, you go and change the URL. Yeah, it's an interesting world. Let's look at the three little dots up here. You have leads, analytics, publish, and delete. So when you include a form and you click here on leads, it's going to appear here. So again, free, I'm talking about free, right? Analytics is upcoming. And then we have publish and delete. It's already been published. And here we have delete if I want to remove it. If you want to edit it, go back into the page and edit project. And the reason I want to go back into the page is to show you, let's call it the admin panel like we have in WordPress. Let's look at the admin panel here in the builder. And that you're going to find here over at settings. Now the settings option becomes a big part of how this page is structured. So if I click on settings and it's going to open my settings panel, you will see up here quite a number of things. Now, this is going to be very different in the Pro version. In the Pro version, you're going to have other options here as well. You're going to have the option to create multiple sites, multiple pages, and you're going to have the option to create your menu. And we will look at that in the coming days in tutorials here on Learn Brizy Page Builder. So you will just have to hang on a little bit before we get there. Here you have your normal things that you are used to. This is your, what we call it, your site identity. So we are going to call this one Thursday morning. Quick overview of my first Brizy Cloud page. And this is, the description is used as metadata for SEO, recommended length 150 characters. And then you have the option for a favicon. So you have your site icon that you can bring up here as well. How cool is that? Should we do that? Let's do that. Select. I'll bring in my cat. There we go. And let's just click on Save Changes. Right. Then what else do we have here? We have social sharing. And this is when anyone is going to share your page. And now, sorry, I just need to remove someone quickly here because suddenly I have one of the partners who came to investigate to make sure I'm doing a good job. Give me a second, put him on the spot. Right, and we are back. Right, so what we are looking at for this is when you are sharing something on Facebook. And what you will typically do here is you're going to say, you give it a title and status, a description, and again, you have the option to upload a thumbnail. So you can do it in landscape, that would be a good idea. Custom CSS and code injection, things that I don't use because for me, the whole purpose of a page builder is as is. I'm very happy with that. I try to do as much as that as possible. But this gives you far more flexibility in your custom CSS and your code injection. So remember your settings down here. I think it's logical, right? There it is, your settings. You want to give into your site settings. This is far easier than the WordPress admin panel. So really, no problem with that. Let's save everything here. And then I want to go see if my favicon pulls through on the front end. Let's close out and update. I guess you have to update even though you've saved the changes. And let's see if we preview it from here, whether it will bring in my favicon and site title. There's Thursday morning, and there is my little kitty. His name is Obi-san, you know, like Obi-Wan Kenobi. I know, it's getting boring. Okay, where are we now? Let me just get rid of my screen sharing as well. And that's it. I mean, you know the page builder, and if you don't know the page builder, please, check out the videos here. Also go to the Brizy official channel. Everything is there. This is the free version only, and with this, you can only create one page at a time. So if you want to, let's go to dashboard. I go here to the bottom, click on go to dashboard. You've created that page. Now let's say you are going to apply for a job. And this is one of the things that I've worked on recently with a number of people actually, is working on online CVs. It's becoming a thing. Like the internet has been the yellow pages for businesses, and it's one of those things that I'm starting to see it's becoming personal as well, just like LinkedIn. If you have ever read Crushing It from Gary Vee, you know he starts with social media, and the first thing that he says is, you need a web page. Everybody needs a web page. Don't think people don't go to your website. You need a web page. You start with a web page. Before you go to Instagram, before you go to Facebook or YouTube, you need to have a web page. And now we work in a new generation for all of us where branding and personal branding becomes very important. So there is a big movement to personal pages online. You can call it a CV or your own branding page. So don't underestimate it. Don't think it's weird. In fact, you should go out and chase these things and market yourself. Go to individuals and tell them, hey, I'm going to put up a personal page for you. I mean, this is how entrepreneurs work. Let's not use the word entrepreneur. I think it's overrated. This is how you generate business, is by bringing in an idea and telling people, hey, let me do a page for you. Trust me, if you go maybe to a doctor and you say to him, let me do, a little bio for you online. You go to Brizy, you can do it on Brizy online, and you create a nice bio for him and you send it to him. I'm pretty sure maybe soon he will start putting it on his business cards. Business cards. Yeah, OB is back again. Business cards. No idea why we still use that. Okay, that's another story. Now let's say you want to create that second page for Dr. Mac. What you do over here is you just go to your second page, and you click on the plus or create new page, then you go through the same procedure. You go for Dr. Mac, and you can click publish here, but I find, okay, let's do that. Let's Mango. They only do it Mang. It could be Mangy Dog. Let's call it Doc Mac. Submit. Good. Doc Mac hasn't been taken. And you will see it does not appear here yet because you haven't created a page yet. So if I go into edit my project and I bring in a few blocks again, let's go for Kit 1. Let's not forget old friends. And the one thing that I still love about Kit 1 is the minimalistic design. I think it's very nice and clean. The only little thing I want to say is if you use Kit 1, please make some changes to your fonts and icons. I see too many pages that is like, oh, this guy used Kit 1, right? So that's all I want to tell you about Kit 1. If you use Kit 1, remember to do some styling afterwards. Don't just use the same font and the same styling and the same color scheme. I can still forgive you if you use the same fonts, but the same color scheme? Come on. And I'm not talking about one website. I'm talking about 20, 30 websites I've seen that people do that. Guys, you have to go and do some styling, do some branding, bring in that kind of things. Otherwise, you're just not distinguishable from other people out there, and that's what you need. Right, so let me publish this. Publish. And then we go back to our dashboard once it has done that. My internet speed is very slow this morning, so I remember last night it was much better. Go to dashboard, and now you will see here it will update it to docmac.brizy.site. And if you bring in your own custom domain, of course you're just going to bring that in there. Super smart. Over here, let's look at these two functions. Server sync, use our script to sync pages to your server in real time. This is something you can do, and also you can export HTML. The other thing that is also part of the free version, and this is an amazing feature, is that you can work with team members. There is more functionality coming for this. But let's say I sit here, you sit there, and of course we're not sitting in the same coffee shop. We're sitting across different cities, different countries, different continents. You click here on team members and you invite. You enter their email address and you can select whether they are a viewer, editor, designer. So this is a role manager, which you are used to in WordPress. But what's upcoming for this? Much better than that role manager, I guarantee you. And then what you're going to have in the Pro version, which we will look at in the future, is that if you have more than one project, you can have, of course, different teams for different projects. So for example, in my personal project at this moment, it's only me. But let's say I create another project and I invite Darren, I invite Mita. Then in that project, we will be in a team of 3. So you can have different projects with different teams. That's a great feature. And that is Brizy Cloud essentially. Let's talk then quickly about what Brizy Cloud is not, right? Brizy Cloud is not e-commerce. And if you want e-commerce, that's WordPress. It's very clear at this moment, Brizy Cloud is not e-commerce. Will it never be e-commerce? That is the risk I talked about at the very beginning. You may say Brizy Cloud is not for me, and you may let go of that lifetime limited deal. And then you say, I only do e-commerce. I'm not interested in Brizy Cloud. And then 5 years from now, maybe there's e-commerce. That's the thing. You never know. Not e-commerce. It's not a blogging platform at this moment. If you are into blogging, if you're into posts, into news, no, it's not going to work. So basically, what are you beginning to understand here? It's not set up for dynamic content. So if you do ACF, if you do toolset, if you do pods, forget it. It's not going to be the thing that you are going to be doing in Brizy Cloud. We call it static. It's going to be a lead generation. It's going to be for conversion. But your benefit is if you are going to take Brizy Cloud and you are going to connect it to a WordPress site, you get the best of both worlds. But you don't even need the WordPress plugin. Maybe you just want to have, like the examples I gave you, make landing pages, make simple sites, make portfolios. Then you only need Brizy Cloud. You don't need WordPress. Who else is not going to use Brizy Cloud? Think of every plugin that you use on WordPress. Every plugin, the forms that you use. Contact Form 7. Nope, not Brizy Cloud. Those plugins are made for WordPress, and this is not WordPress. There's nothing here that is WordPress. So anything that is exclusively WordPress, plugins that have been made for that, nope, not Brizy Cloud. So let's get it again. WooCommerce, e-commerce, no, no, no. Blogs post, no, no, no. Never? Who knows? What was the other one I mentioned? My favorite WordPress plugin? No, right? HTML insertion, you saw that? That is possible. That's not an issue, right? So you're going to have those things. I remember we had a question last night about Calendly. Calendly has HTML. They have those iframes that you can embed. Boom, it's going to happen in Brizy Cloud. Not a problem for that. So my final words on this, and then we will have more structured tutorials coming up, is that go and try the Brizy Cloud free. Go brizy.cloud, go and check it out. And let me just show you again, brizy.cloud. That's where you go. Let's go see if from here, if I just go to Brizy Cloud. Yeah, you go to brizy.cloud, go through it, have a look at it, read it again and again, get familiar with it. Go to the AppSumo as well and check those lists that they have over there where they look at the different things. For example, here, this is what you will see on Brizy Cloud at this moment. You will see the free forever plan. Then you will see the personal use at $450 per month per year, and then the studio version. So what's the difference between these two? And the difference is sub accounts, right? And then what I will recommend you to do is go to the FAQ, your frequently asked questions, and carefully go through this. And this isn't enough in my opinion. If you feel confused, click here on Learn More. And that is where you go and you will go into the documentation. Look, let me just, it's so demanding this morning. Go into the documentation and you're basically going to find an answer to every question that you may have there. Then go also to the AppSumo, look at what people have written there in the reviews, and look at what the replies are from Dimi. Those are very insightful. It will give you a good idea. But at the end, I will say the following. If you think about the AppSumo deal, that's just like any other AppSumo deal. It's a risk. This is the product at this moment. This is the cost. Do I want to grab it? Personally, I think it's a no-brainer. Whether you think what's going to happen in the future or not, I think it's a no-brainer. A little bit in my opinion, but I'm pretty sure there's people who are going to disagree with me. I mean, you can say the sky is blue and someone is going to disagree with me. Let's not even talk about that the earth is round. That one is going to give us a heated debate. Right, so that is our first page, and there's really nothing more to show than what I just did. It's the builder, as you know the builder, scratch WooCommerce, scratch posts, scratch multi-pages, scratch menus for the free version. And then for the pro version, which we will do next week, I will show you. You can build many pages like a normal website, and you can make your own menu. And with your own menu, you can also create headers and footers. That's what the pro version is all about. So that was nice. This is an off-the-cuff video. And if you don't know what the intention is of off-the-cuff, is that I don't prepare anything. So usually I will edit them out. I will not have the webcam on. But when my webcam is not on, usually I sit in my pajamas. Yes, that's how professional I am. So I hope this was insightful. And I hope this gives you some idea of what Brizy Cloud is. I think the great thing about Brizy Cloud is that you can go and test it for free. Just go and test it for free. And I think the first thing that is going to surprise you is how easy it is to set up a page. The first time you do it, it's like, this is it. That's all I have to do. And if you compare that with hosting, WordPress, domain, all of those steps that you have to go through before you can even create a page in WordPress, you just know that all of that amount of work is just, they are gone. It's been deleted. It's a great option. And I actually want to say, even if you're on the fence about Brizy as a WordPress plugin, go and try out Brizy Cloud. Because once you get to play with the builder, you have now access to the builder without needing to put on a local server or getting hosting to try it out. Brizy Cloud, you can go and test the builder. You've got the kits, you've got everything there, you've got the styling and all of those great options. And I'm starting to repeat myself, and I'm pretty sure you've got work to do. I've got more work to do. So we should get our day going. Remember, do not forget about that, what do we call it, the Suki giveaway on our Facebook. The link is in the description below. I'd really appreciate it if you just go give us a like. And then see you in the next video. Cheers.